We're going to get started. This is a meeting of the Rutland Zoning Board of Appeals. Present are Tamika Murphy, Secretary, Paul Corain, Jake Morris, and I am Rick Surratt. So this is an application for site plan review, Route 68 Corp, 183 East County Road. They are looking to, it appears that they are looking to construct a building adjacent to property that they're already using for the purpose of indoor space for various purposes. All right, so what I want to do is I want to let the petitioner just tell me what this is all about, and then the board will ask questions, any questions of the petitioner, and at that point we'll open it up to any citizens, any townspeople, any interested people that want to participate, and then the board will take it up under discussion. All right, so it's Chris Curtis, right, Mr. Curtis?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
So why don't you go ahead and just briefly tell us what you're looking to do?
Okay, so basically we have an existing building in business. We bought the land next door about a year ago. Since then, I've had my attorney combine them to one parcel. Basically, what we're looking to do is get under one roof. We spend a lot of time, with our inventory outside and working outside, and it's not like we're really expecting a growth or anything. But what we're looking to do is get out of the weather. After 20 years, it gets a little old working outside.
Okay, that sounds good. Is there anything unusual about this building we should know about?
No, it's just a 60 by 80 package building. The building inspector and also David George do have the information on it. I think you guys might too, as far as the structure.
Right.
Really about it.
Okay, so when you say package building, can you just describe that a little bit further?
Sure. Basically, a concrete foundation with a metal structure and then metal siding. Basically a workshop type building.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We already have two of them over here now. We were looking to just add another one.
Okay. Concrete foundation, steel. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to tell us at this point?
Well, the existing buildings now have a septic. The bathrooms there. It's not like we're adding employees or anything, but we were told that we probably needed a bathroom in there, and they gave us permission to tap into the existing septic system, and it's basically going to use about 20 gallons a day for a toilet in there, but all it's going to do is take 20 gallons a day off the existing building. It's the same amount of people.
Right. Yeah,
Yep.
I get it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, great. All right. Now we do have some commentary from some other town boards, but we'll get to that later.
Sure.
All right. At this point, Paul, do you have any questions for Mr. Curtis or any comments?
Unmuting. The question is, I saw one of the other town boards was asking about the facility as far as the restroom in it.
Right.
I understand you're not expanding the number of employees, but it could happen at some point in time. So does the septic system, does the Board of Health approve the
Yes, they
septic
did.
system to that?
The Board of Health did say it would be no problem. We did put a double tank septic system in here.
So it's big enough, yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, yeah, no worries then. The only other thing I saw was, I think it was on the site, was the light study or the lighting.
Yeah, I know in this particular area, people frown on the lighting, and we want bare minimum on motion sensors. That's all we're looking to do, right by the door. We don't need it lit up like a Christmas tree.
Right. So you're not adding any lighting at all. It's just going to be strictly somebody walks in, the light comes on, then goes off?
Correct. We have an existing parking lot already with a light from National Grid on the light pole, and it's been there for several years, you know? That's, we're not adding lights.
Not adding any light, okay. All right, I
Great.
guess that's it for me for now.
Oh, okay, I just want to welcome Bob. I mean, can you hear us? Bob? Bob has joined the meeting. Uh, let me see. Okay, I hit something I wasn't supposed to. Bob, can you hear us now? So I was trying to like not mute. Well, I don't want to hit too many buttons. Okay, it says he's connecting to audio. Bob, can you hear us now? Okay, because I'm looking at my screen. It says unmute. Bob, can you hear us? Yeah, I can't get him up. So for right now, we're just gonna have to carry on. Okay, Jake, do you have any questions or comments for Mr. Curtis?
No, I'm just looking at the checklist from David George. Is he with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe one of the only things on there that maybe hasn't been addressed is additional signage. From the applicant's plans, it doesn't sound like there'll be an additional signage, correct?
No additional signage.
Because it's really part of the existing business.
Right.
Okay.
I think that's all I have. It looks like he's been working with Mr. George, or at least met with him, and I think
Right.
a lot of these items have been addressed in the June 23rd letter.
Okay. Okay. I think right now I just want to read into the record some letters that we got. So we got a letter from Norman Anderson, the chair of the planning board. He said, this is a letter dated June 23rd, 2020. After reviewing the above matter, the planning board had no questions or concerns with the proposal, so they have no issue with it. I have an email from Richard C. Stevens, Rutland Health Agent. It's an email dated June 23rd. It says, my only request is the additional flow of septic effluent for the new building and being added to the existing subsurface septic system be identified in gallons per day. I have agreed to the E1 pump and flow to existing system as it's a very minimal impact. So I'm kind of reading that in the light that we heard from the petitioner, that they're really not adding, they're adding very little, if any, new water flow to that system because it's the same amount of people. It's just that some people might be using the bathroom in the new building and other people will be using it in the other building, but it's all the same. So Paul and Jake, do you think I'm wrong in my interpretation on that email?
No, that sounds absolutely correct.
Okay, I don't think it's any huge issue. All right, now we have a more extensive letter by David George. David, you can hear us?
Yes, I can. And good evening, everybody.
All right, so David George, Rutland Town Planner, is present. So I think probably it'd be the best thing, Dave, if do you want to just go down your list and just comment briefly on it? Would that make sense?
Yeah, yes. So the town had an interdepartmental review team meeting on June 22nd. What that is that's a meeting with the fire inspector, fire chief rather, the police chief, the building commissioner, the health agent. The DPW director unfortunately was not available, so these comments came from the group as a whole. The ones that have already been addressed, I'll just pass on those. Like number one, Rich was just looking to just get confirmation that the amount will not overwhelm the system as designed. It sounds like it probably won't. The fire chief was looking for a Knox box and labeled keys for all the buildings on site. This has to do with public safety concerns. The Earthworks Board and / Conservation Commission just wanted to know whether or not any new earthfill would be brought to the site or if the applicant will be using the existing earthfill. We could not tell by the plans what that situation was. Maybe I could stop there and see if we can get an answer to that question.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, the knock box, that's not a problem at all. And as far as the fill, we don't need to bring in any fill nor truck it out. It's pretty much going to be a wash with what we have.
Okay, good. The bathroom sounds like it's been addressed.
Yep.
There was a note in the plans that were submitted to the zoning board. It said something referenced as additional notes for Lot A6. To the extent that there are things that we would recommend, it would be good practice to show in the plan. We would recommend that those things be shown, such as snow storage areas. Those notes did reference that snow storage will be maintained on site. And it seems pretty plain that there's sufficient area for snow storage. But just for good practice, we would recommend just a location for snow storage. Light trespass, it may be just simply a note on the plan indicating that the lighting is minimal, maybe a light detail just to show what kind of a fixture you're talking about, and some note to say that there won't be light trespass.
Mm-hmm.
I think, we're just trying to help you make the best plan possible. We are aware of the sensitivities out there, so we just put that out there for your consideration. And then I think the plan, has a label that it's the planning board. Then there's a signature block on the plan. I think you just may want to relabel that plan.
Okay.
Other than that, it was a pretty basic meeting. The police department didn't have any concerns with site distances approaching the site. And I think on the whole, folks are glad to see a new structure going up there. We realize the importance of this business, and we've been working with the applicant over about 1.5 years now, and we're glad that he's finally before the zoning board tonight.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Dave.
Welcome.
All right. So, Mr. Curtis, do you think that can you tell me how many more gallons a day, or is it just the net the same? It's all the same. It's going to be the exact same flow.
That bathroom's supposed to use another 18 gallons a day, we were told. But it's just someone's going to use. They got a better option now, currently.
Okay. All right. 18 gallons a day.
Yep.
And you can amend the plan to put a location for the snow.
Yes.
All right. So now, how you want to address the light issue?
Well, we were just looking to do a couple motion sensors by the garage door and the passenger door. We didn't really need anything, crazy.
Motion sensor lights.
That's what we were thinking. That way they're not on all the time.
All right. So you're suggesting that you don't need to do some kind of a light study, and you don't need to do any of that.
Right. We'll go with the minimum lights possible.
All right. Are the light, all right. Are the lights on the plan at all?
The package building that we had, that was just basically a generic plan
Yeah,
until we approve, and then we'll have more, but we can definitely add it when the time comes, you know?
okay.
Yep.
Rick, can I interject here?
Yes, please.
All right, Chris, what I'd like to see is a note or something stating that the light sensors will be hooded so that the directed straight down.
Yep.
Electricians, if Chris was here, I'd defer to him. Who's ever doing your electrical work is very knowledgeable, I'm sure, on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just basically a hooded light that directs the light down on the door so you don't get any spillage.
Sure.
If you just make a note on that, that'll be fine. The electrician will, hood the lights.
Yep.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
All right. Paul, was there anything else at this time?
Not yet. I'm trying to get the plan to open up a little bit better to be able to see it, but it's looking
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. All right, so it's not going to be any problem to remove the reference to the planning board on the plan, right, Mr. Curtis?
Not all. He can modify that immediately for me.
Okay. All right, so Jake, do you have any additional questions or comments at this time?
Sorry, Rick. No. So I guess we're just gonna have a small checklist of items that we just went through with Mr. George. There's just a few out of the 9 that'll be addressed on the plan.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what those are, including the hooded lights that we just talked about, relabeling the plan to remove the planning board, some reference to snow storage, Knox box, well, that's not a plan situation. What else would have to go on there out of that list?
Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, Rick, I'm looking at
Well,
it.
the
What are we doing
additional
about
18 gallons a
groundwater?
day? I'm sorry.
Okay. What are we doing about additional water runoff here? Trying to find it on the plan.
He actually did put some storm control stuff in between the existing buildings and where the new building's going to go on the plan.
Okay. Water lines.
Let's see.
So it's a lot more difficult looking at trying to see this on a computer screen than the layout here.
Yep. There is a storm control proposed.
Is that, if I'm in between the two buildings, is that kind of rectangular shape in there?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to assume that it grades that way too. I really can't make out the gradient lines, but what they are, the elevation lines, but I'm going to assume that they would put it into that, so.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Was that it, Paul?
Yeah, yep. We got stormwater covered, we've got snow covered, we've got the light covered. We got what the fire chief for the the key access to the buildings. And that's really the major things, right?
I think so. All right. There's apparently, as far as I can tell, there's one interested person who's listed as citizen. And I have asked to unmute. I haven't heard from this individual. I am clicking ask to unmute. So I'm not hearing anything. So the interested person, can you hear us? Yeah, I can't hear Paul, and I can't hear the citizen.
Well, I just muted myself.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I clicked ask to unmute, so this individual may be muted, maybe not even realize that they're muted. And Bob is definitely muted, and I'm trying to, I'm on from where I am, I'm trying to unmute him, and I've been unsuccessful. Okay, so so is there anybody that I'm not seeing on the screen that would like to be heard? All right, so I'm not hearing, there's one person, I just don't know who it is. Okay, and somebody called in, and that might have been Art. Okay, so Paul and Jake, we're kind of I think we're at a crossroads as far as this petition. I don't think there's any huge issue with it. The question is this something we can formulate and vote on tonight? Or do we have to have Mr. Curtis make the changes that the modifications, the changes to the plan that we asked for in addressing certain things, and then come back? And then we can vote on it. What are your thoughts? Paul, what are you thinking?
my thought is we have to have it just procedurally. We have to have everything taken care of before we can vote on it. I mean, I see this as going right through.
Okay, yeah, I think you're on the right path. I mean, Jake, what do you think?
I agree. This is not going to be a problem at all, but I guess we would need those simple items to be
Right.
taken care of.
All right, so Mr. Curtis, what I think what you just heard is that we don't have any problem whatsoever. Nobody has any problem with this project, but we'd like you to address some of those issues. Is this something that you think you've got a handle on, or would you like us to draft something and email it to you so you like a punch list to make it easier for you?
I took good notes. My engineer told me
Okay.
that I take good notes and we can adjust anything you guys need.
All right, well, if you think you got a handle on it, that's fine. And if you run into any snag, you can always contact us. Okay. So let's adjourn this meeting, continue it. Tamika, can you hear us?
I can.
All right, so can we formulate a day? Now, we have another hearing coming down the pike, right?
Yes, so I was going to ask you guys about that tonight, the proposed date of July 22nd. I don't know, Chris, if that is too far out for you, but if it's not, we could do his vote at the start of the meeting, and then I can just schedule the hearing for a few minutes later.
Yeah, no, I think there's merit to that. I also think that it's fairly easy for me anyways to come in and set this up. I think we've had a few technical glitches, but by and large, we've been able to do it. Would you prefer to come back sooner, Mr. Curtis?
We'll be ready very soon. So if we could come back sooner, that'd be excellent.
All right. Do you think 2 weeks, Tamika?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy to set it up for whenever it works for everybody else.
I mean, do you want to do it? I mean, is a week's kind of short? What do you think, Mr. Curtis?
It's up to Mr. Curtis because there's no posting requirements at this point.
We can have this done in a week if that's okay with you guys.
Well, if you feel that way, then I think subject to me running it by the other board members, we could set it up for a week from tonight at 6:30.
Sure.
Paul and Jake, what do you think?
I'm good. I'd like to get this done for him.
You think, Jake?
Same here.
Okay, good. All right, so it would be next Wednesday at 6:30 then.
Perfect.
Okay, all right, Mr. Curtis, so you can sign off or you can stay. The board might have some administrative business.
Yep.
You're welcome to attend, but if you click off, you're not going to hurt our feelings. We're good.
I might go to the tavern and get a bite to eat.
Sounds good. Okay, Dave, are you all set with all that? Dave, George? Dave, can you hear me? Okay, I'm not hearing Dave. Okay, so, Tamika,
Yeah,
do
if I
we?
could, sorry,
Yeah.
I was muted a second ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
if
okay.
we could
Okay,
just
okay. All right,
request,
so we're gonna continue this for 1 week, because Mr. Curtis doesn't need more time. He's gonna make the changes, make a few modifications. And then hopefully we can come back and vote on this. It's a short time, but he says he's ready. So does that make
right,
sense?
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
If we could just request that the plan as modified just be circulated to us, just so we have it on record, that would be appreciated. Thank you.
yeah. So
Yep.
maybe a couple days, maybe on Monday, Mr. Curtis?
Yes, I can definitely get everything forwarded over.
And then we have a couple days, you just send it to Tamika, our secretary, and then we'll handle it from there.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. All right, Tamika, all right, so Dave, I think we're all set for tonight.
Yep, sounds like it.
Okay, good. All right, Tamika, is there any other business that we need to attend to? So as far as the new petition, July 22nd 's the date?
I have only heard back from 2 out of 6, so I just wanted to make sure that there would be enough to have a quorum. So if those of you that are here tonight tell me that that date is okay, then I'll get the ball rolling with that.
Okay, it's okay for me.
Okay. And I heard
Yep.
from Jake. Paul, is that okay with you?
Yeah,
Okay, and Bob emailed and said he could do it. The only thing is, we need a motion to continue the hearing.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
a motion.
Second? All right, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Okay, so the motion to continue carries.
And the last thing, Rick, was I had sent out some meeting minutes from December of last year that need to be accepted.
Okay, I don't have them in front of me now, but I did look at them. So if the other two board members feel the same way, then I can entertain a motion to accept those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve or accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. All
Aye.
opposed? Okay, so those are accepted.
Perfect. I think that was everything. So I'll get the agenda out to you guys, and as soon as I get the updated plans from Chris, I'll forward them off, and I'll set the meeting up for next Wednesday.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So does anyone have anything else before we end the meeting?
That's it.
All right. So I guess we've been
Well,
doing-
Tamika, when you get the meeting code, could you email us that separately so it'll dump into our calendars?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't realize it did that. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, if you do it, if you invite us to the meeting via email, it'll dump right into our calendars.
Oh, perfect. I'll do that.
Good point.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. So anything else, Jake?
No,
All right. So I guess we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Go
to
ahead,
adjourn.
Jacob.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Okay.